Biden blames Trump for the violence on the border. Hey, don't go away. This is Polly Moscon. This is ridiculous. We're going to be talking about the border. You know why? Because it's a dynamic situation. It changes day to day, hour by hour, and second to second. So don't go away. My patriot friends, ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. The Biden administration now blames Trump for what's going on at the border. We all know that Trump wanted to close off the border. I mean, the guy got millions and millions of dollars to continue to finish off the border wall, and the Biden administration's executive order stopped it, and it has gaps in the walls. You know, basically what they're saying, there's nothing here to see, go home. This is a bunch of bull, and it just continues to get out of hand. If you don't believe me, just do a search online, ladies and gentlemen. Just do a search online. And reports by the Border Patrol are going to report that February of 2020, 30,000 people were caught by Border Patrol agents on the southern border. In February of this year of 2021, over 100,000 people have gotten caught at the border. What does that say? That says that because of Biden's executive orders, they've been given the green light to come to the United States. And who knows how many more people have gotten through. Now we hear that it's getting so out of hand that they're sending kids all over Texas. This morning I read on the news that they're going to send them to military bases in San Antonio, Texas. They have sent people out to Midland, Texas. They have sent hundreds and hundreds of kids, teenagers, to Dallas, and paying the city millions and millions of dollars to use the convention center. This is getting out of hand. And then the president and his peons, these lackeys, these lapdogs, say that they're the most transparent administration that's ever come on the face of the earth. I remember President Obama used to say that. And yet we have reporters from CNN, MSNBC, and one of them, Pamela Brown of CNN, has said, why don't they let the reporters in? If they're so transparent, what are they hiding? And now we know what they're hiding. Representative Cuellar, a Democrat, listen, a Democrat from the city of Laredo, Texas, got some pictures from inside one of the detention centers. And they're showing young teenage illegals with no space to sleep. They sleep back to back, almost on top of each other. No social distance. A place that probably can hold 50 people, and they call them pods. They're plastic walls. They call them pods that are overflowing. They probably have 50 people. They probably got 200 kids in there. We've all seen the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to take my word for it. If you don't believe me, just go online. The pictures are coming out. The truth is coming out, and it's not by Republicans. The Border Patrol agents are frustrated. They won't let any reporters in. They won't let them talk. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It's coming out. The truth is coming out. And you believe that the press secretary, Psaki, sounds like a Japanese drink, sake. They probably drunk too much of it, and they're really so drunk with power that they expect people to believe their lies. Press Secretary Psaki says that they are transparent. But due to COVID-19, that's why they won't let reporters into these areas to report on what's going on. Even those lapdogs, leftist, liberal media reporters are now questioning the Biden administration. And folks, This is 2 months into his administration. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I don't know what else to say. ABC News, I watched a report on an ABC station. I can't remember the station, but I'm going to give them credit. They said, and called it a crisis, they were reporting a news on what's going on in the border. And they were interviewing Representative Henry Cuellar, the same guy I told you about that got pictures. And he called it a humanitarian crisis. He said that about 150 people were let loose without a NTA. An NTA means notice to appear, saying to them, hey, you know what? We're going to take your biographical information. We're going to take your picture. Go ahead. Normally, the Border Patrol does this. They give them a notification to report to a court for their asylum hearing. But now they're saying, hey, it's up to you. Just go ahead. Do you think these poor people are going to do that? Maybe some, but they won't care. You know why? Because they're going to go into the population of the United States, and you're just going to wait until the president and the Democrats give them asylum. Nothing to see here, folks. Just keep moving. They say that they want to help these kids, yet they're stuffing them like pigs into refugee centers. The agents are frustrated. I read of a guy who wrote, or maybe a gal, I don't know, it was an agent, expressing their frustration with the administration. And you know what? I want to ask this to the Democrats, to all those Democrats out there that were complaining when Trump was president of the United States, like AOC, La Boricua from New York, the New Yorican, who went down there and started crying and said that the United States has detention centers, concentration camps. I haven't seen a Boricua butt down there complaining about it this time. How about Elizabeth Warren, that far lefty up there from the Northeast? She down there? How about Vice President Harris? Oh, she laughs. They asked her if she was going to go down to the southern border. She laughs, not today. Miss Vice President, Madam Vice President, when the hell are you going to go down to the South and check it out with your own eyes? But I tell you what, if it would have been Trump, you would have been on the first plane out to the southern border. You Trump haters were just that, Trump haters. Derangement syndrome. Listen, I don't care, but at least Trump was trying to do something. I didn't care too much for his tweeting and his acidic remarks of people, but maybe it's because he wasn't a politician. I didn't care too much about that. There were things that I didn't like about Trump, but I did like a lot of his policies. And I bet there's a lot of you out there probably missing him. It is so bad down there that President Biden, continues to say that he's blaming Trump for what's going down there. Yet, he will not answer calls for help by mayors of border towns. For example, there's this little town called Del Rio. I looked it up. It's on the border on southwest Texas. They're across the river from a city in Mexico called Acuña. And he came out on the news when there was a big snowstorm down there in Texas. And he was complaining, hey, Mr. President, please help us. We can't take care of our own. Checked up the population, there's about 35,000 people. And also found out there's an Air Force base down there. He was complaining to the president, please help us out. He can't take care of his own people. The mayor of, I think, the town of McAllen, Texas, another southern border town in Texas, is also complaining that they're releasing people in his town. And they can't take care of their own people. They're going to take care of these people. Oh, Lord. This is ridiculous. And now, the policy said that they have to release kids within 72 hours. They're keeping them more than a week. I saw in the news that they were talking to a young lady. She had been there 2 weeks. Kids are getting frustrated. There was even a comment that it might cause violence, that these kids might rebel and have a riot within the detention center. Who knows? God forbid. I really feel sorry for these kids. But it's all Biden's fault. Don't blame Trump. It's all your fault, Mr. President. It's all your fault, you Democrats. That's right, I'm talking to you, you Democrats. You want to be nice people? I tell you what, why don't you sponsor some families and some of these kids to come live with you? Why don't you Hollywood types out there who always gives millions and millions to the Democrats to screw the rest of America? Because you're living really good. You live in $1 million mansions. You live behind gated communities. You have security for people to take care of you. Why don't you donate millions and millions of dollars instead of the hardworking American worker giving up their tax money to take care of these people from overseas? And we're not talking people from Central America. We're talking people from the Caribbean. We're talking about people from South America. We're talking about people coming from all over the world. Why don't you donate millions and millions of dollars and send it down to these people down in South and Central America and those countries that need help? Why do we, the American people, have to pick up the broken plates that the Democrats break? Why do we have to do that? Why don't you be charitable and pull out all that money you always send to the Democratic Party to get them into power? Why don't you donate the freaking money? You know why? Because you're all full of it. You're all full of it. You all are actors. You walk and you don't talk. You talk, but you don't walk. You're full of it. You know what? I got a proposal. Since we're letting all these people in and we stopped all the border wall construction and we just stopped everything, why don't we just abolish the complete border? We can go to Mexico, since they want us to abolish the border, and then we can go to Canada. We just abolished the border. And you know what? I think we should even incorporate these countries where all these people are coming from as states of the United States. Oh, that will give power for the Democrats for kingdom come. Because I know these people will vote for the Democrats for ever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my bit. I hope I don't have to talk about the border situation anymore, but it's just, like I said, a dynamic situation, and it's changing day by day. Listen, I don't care if you agree with me or not. I really don't. I'm just expressing what I feel as an American, as a person who served this country many years ago. I want you to look for yourself. And people do not do anything until it directly affects them. Don't allow this country to fall apart, because we are starting to. And it's only been 2 months since the president has gotten into the White House. Get in touch with your representatives. Demand change. And let's fix this border. And let's fix the immigration system. They talk so much that the immigration system and laws are broken. Well, fix it, damn it. Fix it. You got the power now. And do it with the Republicans, for heaven's sake. Because come 2022, you're probably going to be out of office and you're going to probably be losing a lot of power. And I'm talking about the representatives and some senators, unless you steal the election with this new HR 1. And I talk about steal because you're changing a lot of the laws that normally the states take care of when it comes to elections. All right, no more vent and rant. This is it. To our next video, this is Paulie Mascara talking to you about the state of our country and what's going down. Don't be a pencil neck geek. Come on back. If you like me, go ahead and hit that like. If you don't, that's okay. Like I said, we're all Americans and we can agree to disagree. Hasta la vista, baby. Yeah.